Hello coaches, I'm Coach Ryan Watkins at thelinemanfactory.com. Today we're going to talk about offensive linemen. What we're going to talk about today, you'll be able to use either in youth football, high school, college, or even professional. Alright, the first thing that we need to talk about when we're talking about offensive linemen is laying a foundation. Okay? Now, anytime you have a foundation for anything, you're building a house or technique in this case, okay, that foundation must be absolutely rock solid. Okay, so today I've recruited here Nick here. He plays for the Sonora Raiders in La Habra, California. So he's going to be demonstrating for me. And what we're going to talk about is what we call the lineman demeanor. Now, this demeanor is basically the technique that a lineman has to use to have the most power, balance, and leverage. Okay, this is going to really give him the most effective technique that he's going to be able to use in a game time situation. Okay, so the first thing in developing a great lineman and a great technique is balance. Okay, a lot of people don't realize how important balance really is. Okay, so we're going to start off by describing this. If Nick here is a tree, okay, right now Nick, you're a palm tree. Okay, so he's up, standing up tall, his feet are close together. Okay, now if I'm the wind, I'm a big hurricane coming through here, and I push Nick, he's going to easily fall over. Okay, come on back. Now, when it comes to balance, okay, we want to be deep-rooted. So this tree here is like an oak tree now. He wants to be deep-rooted, nice deep roots. Okay, so what he's going to do is widen his base out a little bit. Now, just by doing that alone, if I come and try to push him, it's a lot harder for me to push now. He has a lot more balance. Okay. Now, one thing that I do with the players is I tell them, take your thumb. Go ahead, Nick, take your thumb. Put it right in your belly button, and then just let your fingers hang down. Now, push in with your pinky. Okay, right at that point there where you're pushing in with your pinky, that's called your 1 point. That 1 point is basically your center of balance, your center of gravity in your body. Okay, so right now he's pushing in just below his belly button there. That's where his center of balance is. That's where his center of gravity is. Okay, so everything that he does, that's where he wants to focus that center of balance. Okay, so by being in control of Nick's 1 point, he's able to effectively create a lot more balance, power, and leverage anytime he's blocking, running, tackling, anything of that nature. Okay, now the next part is the power. Okay, as a lineman, we want not just power, but explosive power. Okay, when Nick lifts weights, and anytime linemen are lifting weights, we really focus on all the explosive movements, the Olympic-style lifts, things of that nature. Okay, quick plyometrics, anything explosive. That's the type of strength, that's the type of power that we want to use as linemen. Okay, especially when we're coming out of our stance. Okay, the next component is leverage. Okay, now leverage can be a couple different things. It can be a positional leverage. For example, go ahead and face me, Nick, here. If Nick is going to block me and he's trying to secure this side here, okay, he wants to get position on this side. Okay, that's positional leverage. Okay, he has the position on me. If the ball carrier is running behind him here, he has the leverage. Okay, an inside out or outside in leverage depending on the play. Okay, the other type of leverage is basically if he's trying to block me. Okay, he wants to get underneath. Go ahead and try to block there. There you go. He wants to come underneath my pads, and now he's going to snap his hips and get me going backwards. Okay. So those are the different types of leverage. So when we talk about lineman demeanor, okay, those three components are absolutely critical. Okay, balance, power, and leverage. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is where all three of them come together. Okay, now here's where it starts. It starts down at the toes. Okay, what we want to do is slightly turn our toes out. Remember the example of the tree? We want to be deep-rooted. So by forcing our toes slightly outward, okay, it puts more pressure on the insteps of the feet. It gives you a wider base. It gives you much more balance. The next step is where we want the weight of our feet to be. Okay, we always want the weight of our feet and the balance of our feet to be on the instep, which is right in here. Okay, we never want it to be on the outside. Go ahead, put your weight on the outside on your right foot there, Nick. Okay, if he does that, I can easily push him over. He's top heavy. Okay, we don't want our linemen to be top heavy. Remember that balance, that center of gravity, that 1 point, that's what we're looking to increase. Okay, so by pushing the toes slightly outward, okay, duck foot as they call it, and putting the weight on the insteps of the feet right here, that pushes that center of balance inside more. Okay, it gives him a lot more strength inside. The next thing he wants to do is he's going to put his shin slightly in, and all he has to do is put his knees in to do that. Okay, so go ahead, put your knees slightly bent, slightly inward, like that. Go ahead and get a little bit wider base there. There you go. So toes are out, weight is on the instep. His base or his foot width is slightly shoulder width apart or more, depending on how big the lineman is. Okay, his knees are slightly in. Okay, if his knees are out like that, okay, you can see already now he's lost his balance, power, and leverage. He's a lot easier to move around. Okay, go ahead, put him back in. Okay, now he's got a much harder base. It's harder for me to push him right now. Okay, he has a lot more balance, power, and leverage. Okay, you can also notice bend at the knees. It's very important. Okay, you don't want to bend at the hips or the waist. You always want to be a knee bender, especially for linemen. Okay, so his knees are bent. Okay, his hips are down nice and low. Okay. You want the back, the lower and upper back to be perfectly flat. Go ahead, turn this way, Nick. Okay? No, go ahead. Your full body, turn that way. There you go. Go ahead. Okay? His back is flat. All the way his lower back, his upper back is flat. Okay? Shoulders are back. Chest is up and out. Okay? Now he's really, you can see his form. He's really starting to get that balance, power, and leverage right now. Okay? His elbows are always inside. Okay? Why do we want elbows inside? Okay, well, first of all, go ahead. Stand up, Nick. If Nick's trying to block me here, put your elbows out like that, okay? Go ahead now, just try to push on me, okay? If he's trying to push on me like that with his elbows up, tall like that, he only has so much strength. Okay, now push him inside, now push, okay? Much easier to push now. You're always much stronger when your body's in tight right here, okay? Just try to hold a book out here and see how long it lasts as opposed to in here nice and tight. Anytime you're in nice and tight here, you're recruiting much more muscles in your body. Okay, it's not just your chest and your shoulders, your biceps, your triceps, your forearms, your hands, your lats, everything, your core muscles. Every muscle in here is recruited. Whereas the further out you expand from your body, the less muscle is recruited, okay, and you're losing a lot of strength, balance, power, leverage, all that stuff.